Hello everyone. Two videos in one day is crazy, but the 5 p.m. update has just came out from the National Hurricane Center, and they have issued new alerts. So I've decided to make a video instead of doing a YouTube short, to uncover what's happening. Obviously, Storm Prediction Center is glitched. Still went out look valid to 12Z. It is past 12Z. But again, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Hurricane Evan. Excuse me, I'm eating right now. Please forgive me. And 5 p.m. We're gonna go over everything real quick. It appears that they're looking at this going out to sea, and that's I do agree with that. It's probably just gonna go out to sea, but that's not what we're here to talk about. At 5 p.m. Excuse me. It's valid number 34. Should probably make that clear. It's really gonna follow this path and just go out to sea. Now, I do not anticipate it to make landfall anywhere. We are talking the ridge that's located somewhere over here. It's gonna have to strengthen very fast, and if it does, it could go like that, maybe something like that. But that's a huge if. It would probably more lead towards something like that. And that's a big if. It's probably not going to do that. So don't get worried about that. Um, yeah. New watches are in effect. Tropical storm watches. I don't get Bermuda's under that, but we don't really care about Bermuda. No offense. We only care about the CONUS. So yeah, don't apple it. Tropical storm force winds probabilities. This is as of 2 p.m. I know 5 p.m. Just an update. Where's the 5 p.m. update? Go. Got it. Do with this information as you will. Again, that's really what we're looking at here. That has a 30-40% chance, 10 to 20, 20, 30, 30, 40% chance in this region. They extended it up to here. There's a chance that if Erin goes a little bit more west, might extend it onto the coastal parts of like Jersey, Delaware, that area. That's a big maybe though. Probably not gonna happen. Next, but hurricanes. Um, if it's reasonable arrival time of tropical storm force winds in the North Carolina region, you can the earliest time you can expect is from Wednesday at 2 p.m. to Wednesday at 8 p.m. But most likely time is from Wednesday at 8 p.m. to Thursday at 8 a.m. Hurricane Erin's peak indication. Again, this has not changed. It's picked up north to wherever that is. I'm not trying to pronounce that, but you can see it on here. Hurricane Erin's rainfall forecast has not changed at all. That's an impacts with the wind threat. It appears that they have pushed the wind threat up again a little bit more northern up here, but nothing else has changed when it comes to that, so we're not gonna have to read all that out again. Storm surge threat, again, nothing else has changed. They push it closer near Richmond, but nothing else has changed. They've not increased anything. This has been the same since 2 p.m. I recommend watching that video that made at about for the 2 p.m. update because I went a lot more in depth. And in this one, I'm just trying to update everyone real quick and not having to do a lot of crazy stuff. Flooding rain threat, they've only pushed it out a little bit more out west. It used to be just here, I'm pretty sure. They pushed it out a little bit more. Just need to consider yourself over in the tornado threat. Still not here. I do not anticipate tornadoes. Satellite imagery, that's what we're looking at. We'll look at that in a second. With Erin, excuse me, its newest key message. Erin is expected to produce life-threatening storm surf and rip currents along the beaches of Bahamas, much of the east coast of the U.S., Bermuda, and the Atlantic Canada during the next several days. Beachgoers in those areas should follow advice from lifeguards, local authorities, and beach warning flags. Storm surge, flooding, and tropical storm conditions are expected in North Carolina over, Outer Banks, beginning late Wednesday or Wednesday night, where tropical storm and storm surge warnings are in effect. The storm surge will be accompanied by large waves, leading to significant beach erosion and overwash, making some roads impassable. Tropical storm conditions are possible in Bermuda on Thursday and Friday, where tropical storm watch is now in effect. Interest along the U.S. mid-Atlantic and southern New England coast should also monitor the progress of Erin, as strong winds are possible Thursday and Friday. Again, if you guys are concerned about the mid-Atlantic, if you are there, I'm not trying to say names or anything like that, but I know a lot of people that live there. Me, for one of them, I'm not too concerned about it, but I am informed on it. So that's what we're gonna say. We're not gonna stress. Okay? Today's only Tuesday, so we have time to wait. Over here has tropical storm watches in effect. We've already read the warnings, so I just want to read out the tropical storm watches. Is there storm surge watches? Appears no, so we just have to read the tropical storm watch. I'm all got models in them again. This is for that shit illegally, how you pronounce that? Wallops Island and Meaflet, and there's probably other places that end this. I just don't want to read that out. Other areas. Tropical storm watch means tropical storm force winds are possible somewhere within this area within the next 48 hours. Latest local wind forecast below tropical storm force winds. Peak wind forecast is 20 to 30 miles with gusts up to 45 miles. The wind threat has remained nearly steady from the previous assessment. Potential for winds 39 to 57 miles. Plan for hazardous winds of equivalent tropical storm force. Efforts to protect property should now be underway. Prepare for limited wind damage. Act now to complete preparations before the wind becomes hazardous. Potential impacts are limited. Damage to porches, awnings, carpets, sheds, and unanchored mobile homes. Unsecured lightweight objects blown around. Many large tree limbs broken off. A few trees snapped, uprooted, especially if soil is saturated. Some road signs will sustain damage. A few roads will be impassable from debris. Hazardous driving conditions on bridges and other elevated roadways. Scattered power and communication outages. Storm surge. There's local forecast. Locally, storm surge is possible. Peak storm surge indication. The potential for 1 to 3 feet of above ground somewhere within the surge-prone areas. Window of concern is for Wednesday afternoon until Friday evening. Um, Potential for storms surge greater than 1 foot above ground. The storm surge threat has increased from the previous assessment. Plan for storm surge flooding greater than 1 foot above ground. Complete preparations for storm surge flooding, especially in low-lying vulnerable areas, before conditions become unsafe. Leave immediately if evacuation orders are given for your area. Listen, they only really issue evacuation orders if you're projected to get some sort of storm surge. That's what I've noticed. I was just looking at my weather real quick. I know, again, being careful. Uh, Potential impacts are limited at the moment. As we just saw, though, they can increase. Widespread storm surge flooding of vulnerable areas will result in elevated threat of property damage to homes and businesses near the waterfront and shoreline. Sections of low-lying vulnerable roads, parking lots, and properties will likely become flooded. Driving conditions could become dangerous in places where flooding covers the road. Moderate to severe beach erosion is likely, including heavy surf, possibly breaching dunes, especially in vulnerable locations. Strong and dangerous web currents are likely. Minor to moderate damage to marinas, docks, boardwalks, and piers is likely. A few small craft broken away from moorings. Flooding rain, peak rainfall amounts, no additional significant rainfall forecast. Little to no potential for flooding rain. The flooding rain threat has remained nearly steady from the previous assessment. There's little to no potential for flooding rain. Little to no preparations are needed to protect against flooding rains at this time. Minor different changes in the forecast. Again, little to no potential impacts from flooding rain. Tornado situation is unfavorable for tornadoes. Tornado threat has remained nearly steady from the previous assessment. Tornadoes are not expected. Tornadoes are not expected. I just said that. Showers and thunderstorms with gusty winds still may occur. Little to no preparations needed to protect against tornadoes at this time. Keep informed of the latest tornado situation. Listen for changes in the forecast. Little to no impacts from tornadoes. That's all good. Um, Again, the capital of Virginia, Richmond, is not under any alert, not even any hazardous weather outlook. So that's good. This thing looks be going a bit more west, which we're gonna just talk about in the models here. Hopefully we have 18Z out, which I don't think we do. Nope, we don't. Awesome. So we've already looked at these models earlier, but if you guys tune into this one and did not tune into the other one, I recommend watching both. But if you don't care to watch both, pretty mean. No, but really, we can take a look at both. Let's look at all four models. As we can see here, this is relatively just gonna go up and out. So nothing to really consider stuff over there. With the winds, obviously that's something to be a little bit more concerned about. And they expected to get really bad in North Carolina, and even places into like Philadelphia, New Jersey, Atlantic City, those areas. Cape May could experience some winds, so you just want to be careful on that. And the other thing, as we said earlier today, now we'll go to the format now. Well, hit the US. Sorry. We also have access to the HRRR hitting. We can see the HRRR as I say. So we are going to see that. We're going to look at that. As we can see, it's not going to do a terrific job at it because this is not meant for hurricanes. And mind you, we're not going to even get that far out. But what we can access is 18Z, which is going to be 48 hours. So as we can see, the HRRR, maybe a few outer bands could affect North Carolina, and maybe even the most outer bands could affect places up in New Jersey, but that's a huge maybe. You can actually look at simulated IR satellite. Can? I mean, it does a terrific job at it, guys. Look at it. No, I'm fine. Main thing you want to look at though is the severe weather. Again, outer bands do always produce tornadoes normally. They can. So we're going to continue to watch that. Look at the ECMWF. Look at the AIS as well. Just because. We're going to look at both here. Totally going to watch it. You can see here, again, this has its grazing its presence in North Carolina. Before going to see. Something I've not looked at, but I'm going to look at now just real quick. Is the rain from it? We're looking at maybe. I'm so sorry for eating. I'm just really hungry. Please forgive me. So yeah, some places over here they could experience some actual like genuine flooding, not flooding but rains from it. Whole thing's gonna get sunken. Nah. Just again, you want to be ready, just in case. All things on the table. I know they didn't say so, but I am still watching for maybe a miniature tornado risk. Looking at the HWRF for Erin. If you, again, this is only for if you didn't tune into the one I did earlier today. If you did, you have no reasons to look at this because you were here to see it. But again, if you want to, hey, oh, you can stay. Anyone's gonna stop you. So HWIF, shows maybe a few bans affecting them, but nothing major. I'm not gonna link to HMON because that does a shitty job. So that's everything we have for the 5 p.m. update. I wasn't gonna try to make this like a too longer video, but since new alerts went up, I did have to read them out. Fortunately, at any moment though, again, you want to be ready because bio. Actually, hold on. I don't live in pause, bro. This is the winds forecast. I kind of just want to show you guys what the waves are looking like here, just so you guys are wondering. Look at that. That right there alone is a bunch of waves. We're looking at 18 feet right there, dude. Right in Okra, this is as of 5 p.m. on Wednesday. Like right near Avon. Wow, that's insane to me. Like right near Avon, you're looking at 12 feet of waves. And as the hurricane approaches, you're up and looking at the 20. Even if Virginia Beach right now, yeah, you're not looking at much. They're only looking at 9 feet, but it gets very close to Avon to the point where like, 20 feet. A lot. It's a lot. Then it goes away. Places like Atlantic City, you could be looking at things near like 16 feet, but then it goes away. Obviously, I want to look at the new one over here. Even is it? That's the better question. That might just be it right there. That just went away. Yeah, I think that is what everyone's been like. I've been concerned about. That's how like not concerned I am about it. Yeah, no, I don't think we should do that. Did anyone else just say that? No matter. That's all we have for you guys. I'll be back at 8 p.m. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot one more thing. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you made it this far, it would, again, appreciate it a lot if you do, and it helps me out and other people out so much. That's the geo color, and if you guys want to see infrared, that's what we're looking at. So yeah, have a great day, everyone. See you guys soon.